Today we're going to be checking out the Peavey 6505 Plus for the series I'm doing, which is pre-owned gear. You know, we all love bargain hunting, and this series it's the kind of stuff that's pretty available and affordable on the secondhand market. So we're going to check out how the 6505 Plus sounds. We're going to hear it in a mix. We're also going to check out some secondhand prices on reverb and that kind of thing. And also, I've made some NAMM captures of the 6505 Plus. Now, I had a cruise through Tone 3000. I noticed you guys are absolute fiends when it comes to bigger capture packs. So I've made a bit of a capture pack this time. We'll check that out in this video as well. And of course, it's completely free and all the links are in the description below. So let's get started with hearing the Peavey 6505 Plus in a full bore metalcore mix, and the guitars are in drop A sharp on the LTD EC1000 with BareKnuckle aftermaths. If you like how that's sounding, make sure to smash that like and subscribe so I can keep doing these videos. It's only going to help grow the channel. Now, before I grab the guitar, I just got to say my memory of the 6505 Plus is just like the perfect metalcore and hardcore amp. You know, for me, it's bands like Parkway Drive, Ghost Inside. I did some Googling, and other bands who are known for using this kind of amp are Misery Signals, Soilwork, Darkest Hour, Atreyu, Arch Enemy, In Flames, Killswitch Engage, The Haunted, Children of Bottom. You kind of get the picture here with this one. Let's check out some amp sounds. I currently got it on the green channel. For some clean stuff, you can see the settings that it's on. Now, the guitar I'm playing, if I haven't mentioned it already, it's an EC1000 with BareKnuckle aftermaths. You know, it's funny because so many people will just write this amp off for cleans, and this guitar, like, why would you play clean stuff? But if you mess around with things, you can definitely get some good settings. So you can see what it's on. I flicked it over to the neck pickup. I've got some reverb and delay here in post, and let's just take a listen to how things are sounding with the full metal setup. You know, if I was running a compressor pedal into this channel, I definitely think things would sound a lot better as well. You know, it's not like the cleanest sort of sound in the world, but it definitely has some character. Now, I'll flick things over to the crunch channel, shares with the green channel. You can see it's engaged there. Now, if I didn't use the green channel much, I'd probably use the crunch channel even less. It's pretty much just cleans or balls to the wall lead channel for this one, but you can see the settings. This is what the crunch channel sounds like. Now, I'm not really one to play crunch music. If I was going to use the crunch channel, I'd probably use it as like a mid-gain kind of thing with that compressor and reverb delay, that kind of thing. The stuff that I was doing on the clean channel, I'd probably do on the crunch channel just to add a bit of bite to it and get that, full effect thing going on. But if you really wanted to see how far you can push the crunch channel, this is the kind of settings that I've got going on. Obviously, it's not sounding, super crisp and tight and all that kind of stuff. But to me, that says that this channel would probably take pedals really, really well. I could probably do a whole video exploring the crunch channels of amps and just figuring out different pedal combos. But we're going to leave it here for now. Otherwise, I'll just spend way too much time on this. And for me, the meat and potatoes of this amp is going to be in the lead channel. All right, so I've just nooned everything out on the lead channel. I'll give it the classic 666 settings. I think I'm going to scoop the mids on this one. Let's bring that down. That is the DNA of the 6505 Plus to me. Now, I don't know if I mentioned this before, but I'm running a TC Sentry noise gate, sort of mandatory with this kind of gain. For the ultimate metalcore setup, you need a noise gate and a tube screamer. So just flick the tube screamer on. You don't need a tuning pedal. That's just a complete waste of time. Just a noise gate and a tube screamer. Whack up the gain, and you're in a metalcore band. You're good to go. Just turned the tube screamer off, messed around with a little bit of the settings, and it's just so fun to play. I'm sure this amp services many, many tones, but for me, it's just that Ghost Inside Parkway Drive thing, and these are just the settings to go with, so I wish I could demo more, but this guitar, that amp, that is just the perfect pairing for me. Maybe I'll do another video in the future on the 6505 Plus, but for now, that's going to be it. Let's check out the capture packs that I've done of the 6505 Plus here. All right, let's take a look at the NAMM capture pack that I've done. So take a look here. It's a 6505 Plus model, but I've actually captured all the gain ranges, the gain ranges from 1 to 10. So I've got two fundamental tones. It's like a mid-forward one and then a scooped one. The mid-forward one is pretty much 666, maybe 6.5 on the mids, and then 666 for the rest of the settings. And then obviously all the different gain options there. And the scooped one, the mids are at about 3.5. So the only difference between them really is that is the mid knob. Sounds like an undergained lead channel, obviously, because the gain's on 2 there. I typically end up at about 7, so let's just hear things in increments up to 7. There's obviously a ton of body there, and that's because it's got that mid forward. But we'll flick it over to the scooped one. Just like in the real world, I need to tame that low end with a tube screamer or any kind of pedal really, but I like to use a tube screamer with this one. And I mean a tube screamer 6505 Plus, it's just a match made in heaven. So I've captured my JHS Bonsai with all the different settings. The links are down below. You can grab that for free as well. So I've got the boost TS9 here, so a little bit of a signal boost as well as the TS9 character. And we'll, yeah, play that and listen to how this sounds now. Need to set my noise gate a little bit better for that kind of riff, but a little bit of post cleaning up. This is the foundation for a rock solid tone. All right, let's take a look at some pricing. I thought it'd be interesting to take a look at reverb and just check out what's going on. Now, I did the reverb buying guide. I took a look here, so about 643 to 768. This is US dollars, and then you can see the history of everything going on. It shot up a little bit lately, so I did a quick filter just between 700 and 950. Anything under 700 was the MH, the mini head, and then above 950, you know.
Tell him he's dreaming.
It's a little bit hard because they bundle everything together, like the mini heads and then the 6505, the non-plus versions. Like this one for 720, and you know, you can make offers on this. You know how to buy secondhand gear, you don't need me. But as I flick through, this is a combo for 1500. I now see why Fluff does ridiculous reverb listings. What is going on here? I'm probably going to delete this from the video, but I'm just so fascinated with custom, but like the corners are, I guess it's custom. Yeah, price guide. So this is pretty much what I'd stick to. There's definitely deals out there, and I don't want to name and shame, but like that's like the top end of what I'd be paying. 875, 720 is way more realistic. And this is just the US. I was taking a look at the 65052, so that's the new reissue that came out. And this is some pretty crazy prices. I don't know if these are like categorized wrong, because $1,000 for a sold new reissue one, that's like insanely cheap. So if you've been keeping your ear to the ground with guitar RRP prices, amp prices for new and box stuff, you'll know this stuff has skyrocketed over in the States. I had a look at Premier Guitar, and this thing launched, the reissue launched for $1,500 new. If you look at Sweetwater and any RRP price now, this is $2,000. So it's gone up $500. Yeah, I think if you got the money to spend and you want the like pristine one that nothing's ever touched, then $2,000 is a big chunk of change for this kind of amp. Used is definitely the way to go. It's about half price or less at that $700-800 mark. So that's pretty crazy. Now here in Australia, heaps of the deals seem to come up on Facebook. I'm not going to go through Facebook Marketplace. I kind of just know that like an average price for a 6505 Plus here is about $1,000. $700-800, they do come up every now and then. That would be like a pretty good steal. And if you really wanted one and you're paying about $11, it's not the end of the world. But having a look here, the reissue here is $2,200. So that's a brand new one in box. That's a pretty damn good price. And that works out to be, you know, about $1,400 US. So we're still getting that cheaper than US price here on the reissue. So it's interesting stuff how it like ebbs and flows, but definitely secondhand, you can definitely get steals on these. This is one of those things that I put on my like passive radar. If you want a 6505 Plus, just have it there. Keep checking. A deal's going to pop up. And, you know, if you hold out, you'll definitely be able to pick one up for a good price. So, yeah, pretty sick stuff. The 6505 Plus, it's an absolute beast of an amp in my books. And overall, for a 100-watt metal amp, these are not insane amp prices at all. And if you're going to go for this kind of sound, but you wanted things a little bit cheaper, you'd probably be looking at one of the Bugera amps or some other kind of clone amp. Even possibly like a lunchbox style amp like the 6505 MH or the PRS MT15, those two come to mind. There's really a ton of ways to get a really good sound these days. But I don't know, if you're gonna go the 6505 Plus, it sort of represents the no compromise 100-watt amp, or in this case 120-watt, like full-blown amp experience, but without really costing that much more than a lunchbox sized head. So I think overall, for a full-size amp, if you really want a full-size amp for a metal band, hardcore band, you know, brand new, you can definitely buy amps that are way more expensive than this one. I think it's fairly priced for new amp. It's generally a pretty damn good deal on the second-hand market. You know, so many bands have used this style of amp out there. It's just a complete winner in my books. I really like everything coming out of the 6505 Plus. And as always, if you stuck around to the end of the video, you're a legend. I'll catch you guys on the next one.